Yo guys, kita nobar Valorant Champion dulu. Sorry telat karena baru balik guys dari luar. So aku masih mau dukung DRX, jadi kok nontonnya DRX dulu aja guys sementara ya. Welcome semua yang baru hadir. Kita langsung aja nobar Valorant Champion DRX versus Loud di upper semifinal ya guys ya. Oke, yang menang akan masuk ke final upper bracket coy. Selangkah lagi menuju final guys, sedikit lagi bro. Tinggal nih harusnya DRX bisa menang ya guys ya. Kalau mereka wangi guys ya. Sorry telat banget ya adik-adik. Halo Kaos, halo Luffy. Udah 2-2 gue baru nobar coy. Maaf banget coy, baru datang, baru balik guys. Wajing. What the hell is that? Pasti baru balik. Iya, habis makan. Habis makan keluar guys, habis nonton. Oke, apakah bisa kena thrifty adik-adik? Wah, tungguin. Anjir, gila men. Aspas nih bos. Dukung siapa bang? 4 lawan 3. Aduh, kayaknya berat sih kalau ke B. 2 sama 2 guys. Langsung pindah aku bang. Thank you Fareza. Dukung siapa? DRX pasti.
Waiting to allow them to move back, and this is the part of the map they've been pushing to. When they take B control, they've been sending 2 or 3 players to fight back left. Now they'll have some trouble. They've even put a shock dart down to break.
Oh, buat ini, buat anti apa? Anti trap coy. Trapnya berangkat coy.
Oh, if they turn, they'd see him. Just in time, they've spotted left.
Gila hampir cok. Kira nggak nobar bang, nobar cuma telat dikit, maaf ya. 3 lawan 3 nih bos. Wah di ulti siapa tuh? Di ulti sama Mako guys. Makonci. Ini kalau dapat sih sadak sih gila sih.
This leaves things problematic because they're looking to try and break through Pancada with another. It's getting very dangerous, but Marco still lies within this pit. Always a nuisance to try and clear the flash. It's passing, but they go past each other. They don't even realize.
Yeah.
Sadak will turn around and actually they will clear him out. The question is, do they have the time? And it looks like they do comfortably.
Ada waktu cok, kena di. Discord Bejorka siapa sih guys? Bejorka itu siapa sih guys? Siapa sih Bejorka? Halo Asep, halo Raffi. Wah ini pada serem-serem amat sheriffnya ya. Nah thrifty nggak tuh cok? Damn man, kena thrifty bro, tapi ada 4 ulti. Bejorka. Hacker bang, emang hacker dia guys. Kalau dapat sih itu Aspas serem banget ya. Bisa dijuluki the real jet. Korean jet versus Brazilian jet brother. Tetap harusnya menang Korean jet lah, kan jet dari Korea kan. Hanya kasih midah. Ini menurut kalian menang siapa guys? Di mapnya Loud. Mapnya Loud. Berarti DRX tuh taker dulu ya. Defendernya kuat sih harusnya. 2-0 nggak sih? Harusnya bisa 2-0 sih. Depends. Kalau Loudnya panas mah nggak bisa 2-0 bro. Bisa 2-1. Depends or siapa yang lebih sabar. Tuh, si Bas serem coba. Gila men, cepet banget grafiknya bro si Bas. Tapi dapat ini guys, dapat side. Side-nya bolong mulu dah. Si Les mati mulu, cok. Nggak, gue DRX sih bro tetep bro.
You can already see that Zest is walking all the way back just to try and reclaim deep control. They are going to be able to remove some of the utility up close, but look how far away he is. Just making sure that ult will be used no matter what happens here, if they need it. Clearing Buzz already the first point of call, and they failed at it.
Nice, Buzz dapat 1. Makanya dapat cok.
They can do anything. They are starting to get some damage done, Mitch, but the problem is, until he goes down, they don't have anywhere near the site. Even still, the time is ticking. Buzz already gonna get one.
Nice.
It all falls apart. A good after plant scenario.
Buzz bukannya udah mati ya? Oh dia nggak bunuh ini cok. Lupa gue. Gak sih bang, pegangnya DRX lah. DRX mah panutanku guys. Gila Mako sama RB yang panas. Buzz biasa aja. Zest belum keluar. Gila rapih banget ya. Ini Phantom Korea nih bos. Tuh kan Phantom Korea serem-serem banget dah. Gila santai banget mereka ya. Tapi pasti menang DRX sih. Kalau DRX panas kayak kemarin mah FPX saya tumbang 2-0 brother. Butenya kok gitu. Ke B sih, harusnya ke B sih. Ya. Ya. Hampir dapet cok.
Hunter's Fury already used so much info.
Nice banget, cok. Stacks dapat 2 loh. Stacks belumnya itu nyala tuh barusan ngekill 2. Ya, miss.
They got nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you saw those players swinging out after the Hunter's Fury tagged up less. They wanted to swing ASUS and Sassy to provide a bit of support, thinking he was about to be pushed, wall banged.
Gua nggak tahu nih map attacker defender sih guys, defender ya.
Stacks who was ready and waiting for that covering fire.
Attacker sih kayaknya ini gampang. Ini kalau di buset, Stacks.
You can see DRX in complete control right now. With Pancada, he'll find the one and maybe start farming up that ult again. I don't know that he has the time to get this done. Still got his wall to play with, so he can maybe block off some vision. But that's about where the hope ends.
He's got to almost just, again, try and do as much damage as he can. He's gonna get
gila, 2 orang jiggle pick Jazz yang nembak bro. Snipernya Sandy bang ya. Kalian jangan gitu dong. Kalau Bang, karena ini DRX ini kesukaanku guys, jadi gue nobar dulu DRX. Gila Stacks bro, dapat 2 bro. Damn. Oke, timeout dari Loud karena mereka kalah terus. Nyala kok Stacks tuh 46 guys, oke lah. Ini kayaknya bakal pertandingan enggak, kayaknya sesengit kemarin sama FPS nggak? Gue rasa sih enggak deh. Dicukur rambut bang, udah dari kemarin. Tapi Phantom mereka sih yang gue seremin cow. Ini orang Korea ini Phantomnya kenapa serem-serem banget ya. Indo aja bang, enggak enakan ini guys. Kalau Indo tuh apa? Kalau Indo tuh delay. Optik nobar nggak bang? Optik nggak tahu deh, lihat nanti guys. Kayaknya sih enggak sih. Gue tuh sebenarnya ini libur hitungannya, cuma karena ada DRX aja gue bisa nobar. Exit optik mah udah biasa banget. NA lawan NA guys, udah sering banget pasti dikasih lihat itu. Exit sih, gue harap sih Exit bisa menang sih. Kalau optik lagi, optik mulu cok. Optik masuk mulu gila. Mereka di carry bisa masuk mulu ke final cok. HyperX sudah pulang. Optik mulu yang menang gitu loh. Optik mah gitu-gitu doang guys sebenarnya guys, jujur. Optik itu salah satu tim yang menurut gua dia Dewi Fortune-nya kenceng juga ya. Berkat satu orang Ye itu jadi kuat banget timnya. Kalau nggak ada Ye sih serem sih. Exen juga ngeri, Exen ngeri. Cuman kalau untuk chambernya tetap Ye sih. Chambernya si Cairo lawan Ye masih menang si Ye. Cuma nggak tahu makanya timingnya menang siapa nanti. Oke, Aspas sih mereka double, mereka push terus. Nice. Oh ketahuan kan deh. Push. So it's an odd one. Like I feel like we could end up almost. Setelah champion udah nggak ada turnamen besar sih, lagi nunggu franchise aja tahun depan kan. Bulan Januari Februari itu udah harus masuk ke liga franchise lagi. Iya, Optik tuh bisa top 4 mulu karena emang nggak gara-gara Ye doang sih, harusnya Ye digaji gede tuh. Top apa hyper carry sih Ye anjing kayak Albert di RRQ gitu. Dapat sih hanya harusnya 2 lawan 5 sih bro. Si ininya jauh guys, si Sensi jauh. Sensi jauh. Dia cuma ada Jet sama si ini. Ini kalau flashnya si kan langsung dapat. Oke. Aspas kalau timingnya dapat nih kill satu nih. Aduh di slow down cow masuk. Vipernya masuk, sofanya masuk. Ini kayak kalah deh. Tuh kalau DRX lama terus ketahuan, ke delay, lihat orang-orang yang pada datang guys. 3. Gue bilang kan masuknya 3 orang, cok. Oke, Mako. Oke, Viper deep kah? Viper deep kah?
The Viper on the other side, just running out of Viper's screen. Mako rotating around the pyramid now, about to take the fight. Pankada's looking elsewhere.
Nah,
the timing couldn't be better. DRX have crushed Loud's economy.
Ya, harusnya tadi sih harusnya ya. Secara logika guys, DRX telat masuknya nih. DRX telat masuknya. Waktu nggak tersisa, nggak bisa rotate. Si ini udah masuk semua guys. Apa si Loud udah dilihat semua. Kenapa bisa kalah gitu kan? Dapat 3 aja tuh ultinya dia, sesi. Gila, Mako. Para Wilson kalau teriak, emang iya? Ini suara Wilson guys.
There you go, another shock dart burned up. I mean, just look, they're using both shock darts and still not destroying the traps.
Kocak anjing.
We've seen Loud do
Gila
this
si Loud.
before.
Sheriffnya serem-serem banget ya.
DRX, the story of today is stopping history from repeating itself. They need to do that here and now. The pistol's still not being dealt with. Sassy will fall. But look at the swing on the back of the site. So much firepower here for Loud, but in the end, they only managed to hold out, not take anyone else from DRX down. RB surviving that round with 1 health, stacks on 10. But DRX still keep that economy.
Suara Wilson emang kedengeran cok, kocak banget.
Yeah, and again, it's those fast.
Yang benar, kamu siapa DRX lah, kan tinggal sisa Asia, tinggal dia doang cok.
I think Pankada even getting the opener there. But it's just, it doesn't seem like the synergy.
Si Sada kan gak panas biasa, tapi ini biasa aja Sada. Aspas juga belum teratan banget nih. Masalahnya defense side-nya ada RB pakai OP, cok.
There was a real opportunity for them to steal that round away. Again, Viper's Pit is going to be online with the Blade Storm on the other side, but unless Buzz gets into some sort of clutch, I don't think he's going to use it.
Yeah, that's just being kept back pocket, or in case he's got some crazy ideas about grab peaks. Now look, 3 rounds left to play for, and we said seeing the scoreline even.
Benkai dianalisis lagi emang.
But looking at Loud right now, pave a ways to go to make that happen.
Main orang PDRK lebih dewa daripada Jumpy bang. Iya, tim Liquid kemarin yang lagi turu guys. Itu kalau tim Liquid kayak kemarin kayak begitu pas lawan Paperrex udah pasti Paperrex menang tuh. Kemarin dia turu cok, baru nggak bisa nembak.
I know maybe they don't have anything to cover this off. That control will be contested late round by RB. By the looks of it, he is just tucked in and waiting. The timing there was perfect.
Timingnya anjir si RB cok. Timingnya guys, dia tuh hole-nya tuh nggak dijaga karena nggak ada trap bro.
There's a player on the A side. He's making a ton of noise. They've got through halls. They could be opening the door.
Yah, B-nya rame, cok.
The entirety of the team is waiting outside B. This TP was set to go back to mid, and they've reset for a B take.
The thing is, this is going to be spotted. And they can probably hear this above them. They're eventually going to break it, but all the information is going to be there. It's just whether they can delay them enough. And I'm not so sure they can. Aspas within the smoke still manages to find a kill with the operator, evening things up, and they still haven't found his cam in the shrubbery.
Well, Les has gone down, so that'll do the job. But remember, Loud have held on here with pistols for so long in the past. Now, a rifle in hand, and it's the optic.
Nice! Gila. Gila, trap killnya di DRX, bro.
Even despite some great individual plays there for Loud, DRX always have their bases covered.
Kalau Sandy timing gimana bang?
The defense, they can't do it. Again, every single time there's a cheeky cam or a trip.
Gila komunikasinya bro. Trap killnya di DRX serem banget anjir.
And they still only lose like 1 or 2 players just because their trading is so effective that the second that player's position is revealed, somebody is there to pinch on it. You even see it there. The shot hits, stacks, instantly Marco swings.
Itu kameranya gimana ya? Coba lihat guys kameranya guys. Kameranya bisa begitu loh.
And for Loud, because they're playing so slow, even though they have these deep information positions, by the time they realize it's
dapat nih Aspas dapat bohong nih.
Have that being a bad trade because if you imagine the Jet is further back on the corner and can back out, but there was a player watching that as well, so they actually knew Jet was like in the middle of the wall. Just perfect play, great information coming their way. Pankada for one.
Masuk sendiri bas selalu gitu deh. Menurut gue itu salah satu bet. Gila anjir Mako.
The pistol's at least able to do something. Rifle retrieved at what cost? Zest has taken down all his teammates.
Gila tuh. Si DRX tuh 5-5-nya nyala anjir.
Oh, they did so well to start this out, Tom, but again, it's left in a near impossible scenario.
They've got the wrong ults in the wrong place. That's the only thing that really benefits him. But now Zest, he's been able to cross.
They don't even need the ults. Two shock darts,
the thing is,
5-5-nya lagi nyala nih si DRX nih. Mereka tuh kalau dia yang mati, ada dia yang cover. Dia yang mati, ada dia yang cover. Dia yang mati, dan dia yang cover. Nih moga-moga DRX setiap saat sampai ke final mainnya begini ya.
And as I said, one tag will do enough, but even the time that is being bought is going to be far more problematic. Sadak having to be so careful that even in the late seconds, he's just going to try and stick it. Maybe there's a small angle.
Nice.
It's going to be wallbang. DRX controlled again in the afterplant. And 8 rounds already on the attack. As I said, I think
Bang, kalau DRX Mako diganti DRX Sandy masih mau nonton nggak? Enggak. Udah pasti nggak masuk champion. Ini Mako anjing banget dah deh. Tuh. Apaan sih tuh Mako anjing? Tuh apaan Mako anjing? Tuh apaan Mako?
This is just a terrible position to be in. I did love the attempt though. If Sadak
DRX masih final sih, iya makanya masih final. Menurut gue sih DRX harusnya grand final harusnya DRX ya. Satu lagi ya hoki aja dah.
It wasn't to be this time. Loud, not able to get off the early foundation that they built.
Bas, ini Bas nggak nyala-nyala banget guys, tapi udah serem banget anjir timnya. Itu 38 cok di mapnya Breeze yang dipilih sama Loud ya. Ya nggak berani kan tuh, Aspas nggak berani cok karena dibilang M lagi sama-sama panas. Harusnya tahun ini angkat piala harusnya ya kalau mainnya begini guys. Gitulah kita berharapnya tuh harusnya tahun ini DRX angkat piala harusnya ya Aspas panas cuman timnya ini kadang dia ngotang-ngotang, kadang panas 3 orang, panas 2 orang. Kayak Paperrex lah, nggak panas, kadang jarang banget panas 5-5-nya gitu. Kalau DRX sih lagi panas-panas sih bro. Tuh dapat 1 les mati deh. Udah kagak ada sentinelnya.
They almost need to sprint to get back to B. And here's the problem, it's less that died. B side has no utility, trapwires are gone.
Bahkan udah kalah.
Having a good time in these duels. Sure, you pick up the 1, but so much more still to be done. Buzz had popped the Blade Storm here as it's the last round. He's trying to get some wall bang damage in. But as he's reloading, Aspas closes this space. Now he's nice and close, ready to fight. But Buzz takes out the Blade Storm, and he's ready to take hits.
Aduh, tembak.
Bring him to 3. And with Stacks, Mako, and Zest alive, a Viper's Pit in play, a flash around, damage done, a drone in as well, and it's even getting the tag. Insult to injury here. There's practically no way short of divine
menang sini Mako dapat ulti, cok.
Be winning a buy round in this half, and this is their map pick, Tom. This is their side, and DRX have dismantled them.
Mungkin Exit bisa, cuman gua rasa Exit itu lagi panas-panasnya. Tapi gua rasa dia ada ntar satu match dia blunder, gua rasa ya. Feeling gua aja, Exit tuh emang lagi kenceng. Tapi pasti ada satu map ntar dia blunder, satu match map lagi. Percaya sama gua. Dia itu sebenarnya mainnya juga berharap sama. Wih Benkai, lah. Wih Benkai dapat kerjaan dari Rio atau gimana? Benkai lagi cok. Dia juga match loh, dia ikut loh.
Yeah, there's not a lot of high points to sell. They didn't win a single rifle round in that half. That was DRX domination across the board. And I think the biggest question heading into this map was how will this Cypher play up
Mas Ben kayaknya dapat joknya banyak juga ya, enak ya.
He was good. He was killing them. He was awesome. He's a great individual player, but his setups were getting absolutely no value because of
jadi analis, jadi player, jadi tukang bercandanya.
And dismantling the setups every
time. Wah, apaan tuh? Tinggi begitu.
Yeah, it was literally exactly what I said they were gonna do. Like DRX is a super heavy anti-strat team, and if Loud were gonna run the same comp that they did against Optics, DRX are gonna study the hell out of it, and it is very evident in the shock placement and the way that the drones cleared the path for the jet to just dash in.
It just feels like a 4-coach difference when we're looking at the first half of that.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean,
now, si Benkai ini pinter guys, dia tuh juga bisa analis, dia tuh pinter. Dia tuh udah kayaknya udah otak-otak, ini nggak sih otak-otak pelatih dia. Dia tuh bisa baca tim musuh gitu, misalnya kayak musuhnya sekuat ini, biasanya main kayak gimana. Fnatic belum unggul kah? Belum, kemarin menang lawan Liquid. Tapi mau di lower bracket Fnatic, kayaknya bakal nggak akan nyampe banyak sih Fnatic.
rounds. at the
SPX
very
juga
beginning,
belum.
losing out the pistol once they swapped over to the attacking side, but eventually they just beat Optic once, they beat him again in a follow-up, and then they were able to take the map. So
Pinter lah ya, makanya Paperrex itu menurut gua si otaknya BNK sama si Alex dua otak.
Coming into this one, 70% win rate on the attacking rounds, still above 50 with 55% win rate on the defense. With the way that they're playing
Fox
right
bahaya,
now,
Fox siapa Fox?
Paco is playing right now. Good luck getting into a side.
It feels like every single individual is having a great day for DRX. If the Kings of Brazil want to come back, they need something huge.
Yeah, they're gonna need to find
Keyboardnya si Mako biasa banget ya.
Let's send it back over to Tom and Mitch for the second half.
Si BNK Gue nggak nyangka si BNK jadi analis lagi anjing. Gue nggak tau kenapa ya. Kenapa ya BNK ya? Kurang kah duit champion?
Talking about, and look at that, they've only lost it once this year. The last game that they played, Tom, they did a little bit better on the defense.
They got 11 rounds. and even then, it started to look like it could go back in the other
Was it
direction.
versus a bad team at least?
No, it was versus Optic.
Oh, so a bad team. Oh, right,
good.
okay. So,
But like, that's
versus
the
good
thing.
opposition.
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult for them to turn this around.
Oh, dia
Obviously,
control
we
hole.
didn't get to
Dia main
see
A
much of
tapi
their
control
offense
hole nih kan.
because
Set.
eventually they closed it out, and although
Ntar bisa, ntar di smoke nih, lihat nih. Trapnya di smoke sama Aspas nih. Dia maju pelan-pelan, nge-smoke trapnya.
No slouches on this defense either.
Well, Loud are certainly upping the pace on the Halls push. We didn't see this for a while coming out of DRX, but
Aduh,
right
nggak
off the
kena
rip,
palanya.
that's where they're looking to apply the pressure, split in towards Buzz, and leave him all by himself.
Aduh.
He'll get nothing done this time around. A solid connection from that Sheriff.
Hole-nya tuh,
Aspas is
kayaknya
flying
hole-nya
up.
nih.
They'll be able to get a plant and keep very deep control.
Ini nggak ada healer soalnya. Mereka dua loh.
Aspas playing up close, and
anjing.
already they're just slaughtering
Rata,
the remaining opposition. Stacks left, 1v5. Now, we have seen him do something like this before. I remember a bind. I remember the craziest clutch I think we had in that tournament. But I don't think he has the time to do it. Even any orbs that he can gain would be nice, and he's already starting to spot players behind him. That one
Nice.
should be free. Anything more though?
Yeah,
that would be a surprise.
gila, di
Aspas
double
gonna
pick,
make
bro.
sure it doesn't go any further.
I mean, you had pretty much everybody being low. Sassy was the only guy who had close to 100 left with his 5 shields, but
Oke, kita lihat guys.
in the end,
Berarti hole-nya harus diperhatiin nih. Kalau dia main hole lagi kah?
That is
Dia main hole, cowok, main ngajar. Kan dari hole tuh. Hole dibuka pintu, masuk ke dalam, itu bikin distraksi yang sangat besar ya guys ya.
And outside of that, they got nothing done. They were caught with their pants down every single time at DRX. Sure, they don't win this pistol.
Si Bas biasa aja loh, 9-13 loh. Nih Bas bakal bisa OP, dia bisa OP, cok.
Yeah, and they're not going to really be taking any risks in this round either. Like, basically nothing invested. RB didn't even buy headhunter bullets, so they really aren't putting anything into this round. It's just like, you know what, we're the kings of the buy rounds. Let's just wait for those to come along.
daging
Still
tuh.
Buzz has done a little bit of damage. Now, realistically, that means nobody should drop in this round for the side of Loud.
Yeah, especially when you've already got the side control. I think it comes to overextensions realistically, and with the investment you've got, you cannot allow overextensions to happen. Those mistakes.
Dah, dicekin cok, dijagain cok belakangnya cok.
125 HP. It's going to be a tough fight for Zest. It has to be a whiff from
Susah sih,
Zest.
lawan Vanda lagi anjing.
As clean as can be. As you
Jadi
said,
Asia
no
Timur cuma
headhunter
2
for
slot
RB.
bang yang buat tour champion ini.
Don't really
Enggak
know what he
ada.
can do here.
Asia
Maybe
itu
try capitalize
Asia
off it.
Pasifik itu
Tiny
2.
bit of damage his
Tambah
teammate
lagi
just
LCQ
did,
1.
Short of that, it'll be dying to the spike.
Nah, ini masih belum beli guys, santai aja.
Interesting angle to actually try. Obviously, it's one that could allow
Bang
him to
Neplas
die to
kapan
the
live?
spike later, or maybe just catch someone. But I'd be surprised if
Aku
anybody
bukan
really
Bang
went up
Al, aku
in
Bang
that
L,
direction.
Uldul.
I guess just trying to make sure he's not giving any extra orbs, nothing to play with going into the next, and yeah, he'll go down to the spike instead.
Oke, santai, chill.
Just
Didn't
like
breathe.
staring at the wall, like, oh no. Guess I'm playing Headhunter next round. Well, with that, DRX come out 9-5. They have a
Oh, kalau mati sama bom tuh nggak nambah orb ya? Oh.
And a near flawless record.
Oh, mati sama bom nggak nambah orb guys, gue baru tahu guys.
Funnily enough, I mean when their opponents have rifles in their hands. That's actually flawless.
Asia Timur DRX sama EDG kemarin. EDG dari LCQ. DRX Korea. Asia Timur tuh belum digabung guys. Yang tahun ini, tahun depan baru digabung. Semuanya digabung Asia. Tahun ini belum digabung guys.
We're gonna see some aggression on the other side. Like already
Ini apakah bisa di-comebackin sama Loud nih? Trackernya. Menurut gua sih susah bro.
Straight away, DRX. 3 players on this side. A 4th one going through mid. They're gonna have so many players here.
They need that. With the preference already shown to move towards this site right away from the pistol round. It's wise for DRX to still have players stacked up around here. Aspas on his way towards the site, clearing through. Buzz gets dropped. And ASUS is now making his way to the doorway, but that's
when
when
he gets caught by Zest.
They had a little trap set up on
Oh, mereka main ini, main post plan guys.
From here they'll look to fight their way back into the site. But look at how far
ada banyak, Cok. Ada ini apa? Ada snake bite. Ada Molly. Ada si Sofa juga tuh kan.
And I believe the orb should be on the spike as well.
It's going to be a lot of after-punch. They at least managed to clear out the lurker. That means they are all coming from the same position, but with utility removed, and as you mentioned, basically so much damage being taken as they go anywhere near that spike. There shouldn't be much of an opportunity. Has got into home, and then RB just wipes out everyone else. I don't know if they're going to have enough time to actually get the defuse through. That's the only issue they have. 0.88. What a retake from DRX. They look like there was no hope, but just quick clearance of that flank.
Kalau digabungin susah qualifiernya ya, iya pasti. Makanya tahun depan tuh Indonesia berat banget kalau mau masuk qualify. Gila 0,88 Cok.
Situation in the multiverse that got them the win, and it's this swing from RB cleaning the last two, buying the time, and even then it's less than a second that it comes down to 5 between them, and if you're loud, that's a devastating loss.
Fokus. Tahun depan udah sistem liga, makanya kalau Indonesia mau masuk liganya itu berat, lawannya Cina sama Korea.
If we can't close around like that, then it doesn't matter if we're buying.
Itu kan dia main hall mulu, kan tahu hallnya bolong guys.
Up the tube. They managed to get quite
walaupun ini
with not so much of a challenge. It has been spotted by Zesta straight away. They're going to pop out that null command, the flash to try and take that extra space, although we haven't seen the move yet from Aspak. The dash across will give an opportunity. No trade back though.
3 lawan 2.
Static's only down on the stairs, but I don't think anyone's going to be getting him up. He's at least a cipher cam for now. Spotting it out. No one's walking up to yellow. Can feed that info over. Zest waiting for him to pass, and then they'll start to make their move. Again, look at what they're up against. Shock darts.
Dapat mulu plannya anjir.
Snake bites in play for Pankata. He'll be playing up a lot closer to the site this time, trying to catch them as they make.
Masih challenger bang, denger ya masih ada emang.
First point of contact perhaps, and the shots are hit clean as can be.
Ini harus berbenah sini DRX nih defense-nya. Kenapa dah?
And I like the fact that this time they actually have a product.
Mereka tahu main-main itu selalu dijaga guys. Dia pelatih ngomong, kalian cek sekarang main mid deh coba. Karena main itu selalu dikosongin coba mereka.
And then you're just able to use Aspas as like
megang DRX lah.
As my IGL peaks to take the fight. Really solid setup from them. After plant much more stable, and this time there was nothing DRX can do. And that's likely a theme that's going to continue into this next round because they don't have much available to them whatsoever.
I did enjoy the fact that the round.
Tengah Davis berapa detik bang? 4 detik, 8 detik Davis kalau nggak salah.
Open the door. And then what he ended up meeting was Mako's Poison Orb. A really interesting setup. Normally when you open that door and try to play the late round.
DRX Exit Grand Final seru sih. Soalnya menjuara baru, jangan juara yang udah pernah. Terus tuh juara yang baru.
But instead, these guys were content to play retake, to watch for the push coming up and catch Aspis because they had that orb to block the vision whenever they needed it. They didn't have to go and close the door immediately and panic about it.
Niatan buat e-sport sama Sandy bang.
But then you adapt to that and you say, okay, so the slow play with a late lurk.
Halo Zulkifar, halo. DRX harus beberan sih ini jadi kalah mulu cok. Niko kan 7-10. Jadi kejar nih. Apak masih Perez nggak sih? Indo masih di bawah. Mesti Apak masih Paperrex. Paperrex masih di atas, Cok. Kalau di Apak.
On the other side of things, maybe if Buzz gets a kill, gets an orb, might be able to do something.
Maksudnya kan juara champion, master sama champion sama lah, kurang lebih lah. Kurang mirip-mirip sama lah. Jadi kalau udah juara master gantian lah, gantian gitu loh udah pernah juara major. Kalau yang juara champion tahun lalu aja si Aizen aja kan ini kan nggak masuk master berapa kali dia kalah mulu. Lihat nih guys, apakah bisa ya? Dia masuk, hallnya masuk lagi, hallnya satu lagi guys, ada satu orang di hall.
sticking around, making them spend some utility. I like it. He's now back to yellow. Snake bite to slow them.
Yeah.
This is going to offset Loud's
here.
utility.
They know 3 players.
Mereka rotate.
They have seen Chamber. They saw Jet at the beginning of the round.
Mereka rotate, udah ada info nggak? Wah, nggak dapat infonya.
So this rotation from
Ah, dapat info, dapat info. Udah, rotate semua, rotate, lari. Lari bro.
Mid as well. So this leaves it very safe to go in towards this B site, knowing there can't be a stack of players.
There's a late round push from Buzz, though. He's already detected these players rotating, but DRX are a little late to the party. Stacks gonna have to hold on a moment before support comes through. And
Dapat Mako satu.
as the cavalry arrives, it's only the one kill. Minimal resistance being met by Loud as they make their way in. The plant still not coming in. That was the spike that they dropped.
Yeah!
Follow up by Mako makes it super costly, but nothing else to be found.
Itu kalau si Bas dapat satu bisa ke kelas tuh.
To equalizing the scoreline.
Kayak Vandal yang bagus bang. Cocok-cocokan guys. Sumpah.
Made it look a little bit competitive considering the rotation timing was off.
Yeah.
Yo, bisa ya, yo, beli.
That was the main thing.
Masa kalah sih guys, masa di comeback.
That you garnered to pick the weakest spot in these sort of eco rounds. They didn't have to use much in terms of their ults either, although on the other side, Viper's Pit, Hunter's Fury.
Tim Brazil sama Latam kuat-kuat banget ya.
Thing to try and face off against. The thing is though, for DRX, they've got to be careful because I think this
Apa
round
iya,
slips the
comeback?
other way. Game on.
Sistem plan 5 orang ini.
Absolutely. Yep. The lead that they had.
Ada ulti kan mereka kan bisa nih.
Losing both pistols.
Ada ulti, ada yang Hunter's Fury, ada Mako, ada ulti juga. Buat next round nih ultinya. Gak gatel bang buat main. Udah lah, ntar aja guys, capek gue hari ini. Si Bas ultinya buat next deh, buat Iko.
Strong enough to make us believe. 120 on the clock. DRX not going for the info game.
Alright. Apakah bisa? Oh mereka main default, main 3A, 1 mid, 1 B.
It almost caught vision.
Kalau dapat mati tuh dia, Mas Pas. Oh jangan nge-pick yo, Mako, jangan nge-pick yo, Mako, udah tahan.
Milliseconds on some of these peaks.
The thing is as well, they can't really beat any rotations because they just flashed outside of B on the side of DRX and got the info that there was somebody there. So they're not wanting to shift any of their positions.
Oh B-nya Djaja, B-nya Cok.
They're also throwing the drone in from the attack side in towards this A site, and actually they have baited out the Hunter's Fury, but it's not going to get anything as they now push B.
He's realized immediately as well. There's the kill off the back of. Oh my god!
Itu maksud gua, Cok.
Desolation. There was a smoke down, and they just spray through it. Kill after kill going DRX's way. You saw that 2 bursts of that Hunter's Fury go out, and it gets cancelled, and he's thinking, okay, this is a B play. Rotation was in right away.
Yeah,
and the guys on site, they held it for longer than they even should have. That spike is down in the open. And it is concretely theirs. There's no safe way to retrieve this. Sassy's picked up the operator, and he is heading for the hills with 5 seconds on the clock. There's no chance they take this round. All they want is to set themselves up for the next.
Yeah, and I like the fact that we are just seeing the utility.
Nah, DRX masih ada 2 nyawa guys, aman banget DRX.
I was looking at A and thinking, okay, there's definitely some vulnerabilities there.
Tapi ini bakal menang sih kayaknya. Ini udah 11 nih. Dia masih si Mako ulti next nih. Next Mako bakal ulti nih.
And the second
Anjir, 2 kali dapat through the smoke, Cok.
Now, one of the things I really wanted to mention, so I was speaking to Kanyang, obviously on
itu Paperrex, Cok. Paperrex, itu si Nick sama si itu si Nick guys. Itu CEO-nya Paperrex sama CEO-nya DRX, Cok. Tadi, Cok, lihat gak? Itu tadi CEO-nya si DRX sama CEO-nya Paperrex tadi barengan.
Mako, he's in a little bit of trouble, but they've gone right past him. They have no idea he's been revealed, though. It took a little long.
Ya itu sini sama ini. Wah, kayaknya ada sesuatu yang direncanakan nih.
Here comes the spray. Buzz not able to land it. Shock darts on their way. Oh, and I don't even know how he's controlled it. I don't know that he meant to kill him, but he's got the frag. Still, numbers won't equalize as Aspas keeps on going. Third kill in this round, and only Buzz left to find. He's hit him to 39, and with 3 players left to drop, Loud seemed to have stolen this round away. What a play by Aspas, and Buzz, he is just looking for absolutely anything. No information to work with, and in the end, he's going to be shot in the back by Pankata.
Yeah, like you see that operator in play and you almost expect it to be
Bos ente ganggu ya, maaf. Ada konspirasi DRX dan PRX, bro.
They actually dealt with what was quite a dangerous position.
Gila, Aspas dapat 3, cok.
Better than I expected. I think with the fact
Stacks nge-whiff anjing itu.
but then just being spotted by the drone, a little bit unlucky in that regard. But this is the superstar level Aspas that we sort of expect to see.
Bro, jangan nge-whiff lagi, bro.
11 to 8.
Ayo, ini nice nih. Last mana nih? Bas ulti abis nih. RB dapat 2. RB ultimu harus dapat RB.
Well, DRX going straight in for the aggression with RB.
Ya, mati, cok.
He's got to get out of here. Again, early denial of this aggression has been such a strong feature for both of these sides on the attack. They've denied the pushes down halls. Now the push.
FPS ngajak FPX kan musuh, cok, ngalahin Paperrex.
Hunter's Fury. It's caught Zest for 1, but you won't get the follow-up.
Nggak dapet, cok.
Decent damage done, but the snake bites also stop any further aggression from coming through. You can't take space off the back of it when you still have
santai.
against you. But the good thing is it's burnt down now. And so that's a big worry for these players.
Ya mereka ngontrol map ya, lihat. Si lot ada satu di mid, sisanya di A. Ada satu di hall, lihat ya. Si Aspas sudah siap bakal nge-backdoor nih. Lihat. Si Aspas sudah siap banget tuh ngebunuh tuh.
Some rotations, but nobody moving. Marco is going to throw down another snake bite, which again will buy a little bit of extra time. But the next time
dia butuh lagi sih, dia butuh ini guys.
Yeah, the drone at least has already been expanded. Now they have an idea
Aduh, Mako kena lagi
down. He's 30-24. Shots ringing out. He's still alive, but he won't get anything done past damage. Aspas, this is not a conventional spot to run the operator in. Maybe the element of surprise can come through, but no. RB is the one instead to pick up that kill. Still more loud players alive than DRX. And look at the position of Les. That is nasty.
The other two are saving. They're almost just saying, okay, tour de force, you don't have a weapon, just try and do some damage in this round, try and make things as costly as possible, and well, he'll get nothing more. That lurk again has just been causing issues. Being able to take that space late in the round, almost as a separate member of this squad. And now he's trying to remove the remaining weapons. He's been spotted by Zest. You can see that Stacks is somewhat torn between two spots, and Zest actually goes and peeks him. Not the man you want to be fighting on Loud at the moment. Sat right at the top of that board. And well, mentioned the finances. Now DRX are going to be in a little bit of trouble. Stacks should at least have a round. No, Lats is going to clear him out in the last second of the round. And now all they can really commit to this is going to be the Blade Storm.
A timeout called by DRX. So little to work with, and so many gaps in play right there. Definitely the right time to go back to the drawing board at 11
Berarti main OP enak kali di situ guys ya. Lihat gak sih guys? Main OP enak di hall, cok. Lu buka pintu, langsung OP, langsung nembak satu orang, dapat satu kabur. Ya nggak sih? Ini bahaya sih, cok, ini. DRX, cok. DRX lagi buntu nih guys, defense-nya.
I think that's been one of the main problems for them, is the fact that because mid seems to be almost just Les's domain, they can't really play retake. There's nowhere for the players to fall back to just in case he's taken that deep control.
Di hall, buka pintu langsung ngepick. Oh ya, dapat satu pasti guys. Orang lagi jagain ini. Orang nggak akan ngeh, cok.
Where the opening kill comes from Aspas just being able to open and just get a free kill. Like, these are all positions that DRX just can't allow this man to have for free. And sure, when he's got an operator, it's a little bit risky to challenge that directly, but I think it's something they have to try and do over the next couple of rounds because there are so
Makonya kena mulu, cok, keculik mulu Makonya guys.
they just can't deal with.
Bagus nih. Di cave bisa. Emang si Lot pinter banget, cok, nahan-nahannya guys.
And especially when you consider last half, he was just on the B site that they lost every single time and trying desperately to hold on against a barrage of DRX utility. And you see the difference as well for DRX when they're not able to pressure you like that. They can't quite put
10-11, cok. Ini 10 kalau nggak menang bahaya nih. Ini ultinya disimpan guys, Loud buat next round. Next round pas mereka beli di ulti semuanya nih, abis.
3 players there, 1 in the halls. And instead, it looks like it's going to be Stacks that's left to do it all with a Sheriff in hand, no shields, no flashes.
It's all about timing, and that's the thing. They're moving quickly enough that I don't think DRX are going to be anywhere near this site. The hope would be that they could have run around behind and found something, but no. Basically, you're reliant on Stacks killing everyone.
So the orb is still down on the B site, so it's at least going to slow them on the way through. Maybe decay them a little bit, but, well, Les has just put himself above 20 kills. He's on 21 now. And this spot is being watched. Oh, the timing could not have been worse. Good trade at least, but it does little to bridge the gap in this round. 2 versus 4. Now Plant, you know, it went down so long ago.
Yeah.
Oh my god, just tearing them apart. I felt like he's been doing more on this attacking side. After DRX did so well to decimate his setups, this round he just played pure entry fragger. And while RB is going to have a buy in the next round anyway, so might as well try and get something, but nothing for it. I also want to lean back
no, tapi ultinya si Sadaka masih ini udah dipakai sih. Ada dia ada. Oh, cuma 2 ulti bisa. RB harus dapat nih OP-nya. RB nggak dapat mulu OP-nya, guys.
Okay, this one was what we saw prior in the tournament. He's moved back over to Cypher, an agent that is quite far out of the agent pool on a lot of maps. He's also gone back to Killjoy on Ascent, and that is their best map. So a lot of the things that they're almost surrounding.
Bahaya nih bro, ini harus sabar banget, cok. DRX nggak boleh kepancing nih, harus jaganya tuh harus di pick off angle, bro. Nyari posisi yang nggak bisa digampang dibokong nih, harus nyarinya begitu sih menurut gue ya.
Is still sticking around. I mean, he's got the cover of RB, so
dia loco kena headshot dia.
Nama
dukung DRX karena DRX sudah kalah. Kan aspas lah tuh. Oleh diambil mulu, guys.
Again though, this two spot has just caused them so many issues. They're gonna get the information. The Aspas is here, but I'm gonna be honest, I think you probably could have worked that out anyway.
Yeah, some simple deduction of the previous rounds. A quick TP back, they even see
masuk lagi, itu kan pasti dibiarin masuk, cok.
Playing around here as well. There's the flashes from Sadek. No reward this time, a nade to go through. That's a deep nade for Stairs, and it might give Aspas the angle. They're trying to push players out of position with their utility.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a whiff! Aspas leading to 62 HP, Buzz alive.
Oke, bisa nih kalau Aspas mati bisa nih.
DRX with a man advantage, but they have to play into the pit.
Yeah, and they've also actually put trips inside it as well. Such a nasty Sadek actually goes swinging though. I don't know if there was a pop flash off the back of that, but it didn't catch anyone if there was. Utility being expended just to try and slow this down as much as possible. Everybody going to be desperately low as they try and push through, and Pankada is just killing them all. He knows the lineup, he knows where the spike is, and they need to get rid of him, and they just can't. A solid afterplant from Loud. From such a desperate scenario, we now sit 11-11.
DRX looked like they had this one in the bag, but now the pressure is truly on. An equalized scoreline for the Korean side is just devastating, and they need to make up for it coming into the next two.
Mitch, map 1 versus FPX, 1917.
Yeah.
Map 1 versus, in the previous series before that, 1860. Map 1 in the previous series before that, 1614.
Damn.
DRX and map 1s have been quite long.
I remember speaking to Stacks about that in the interview. I was like, man, what is it that just keeps bringing you to these long games? Like, how do you have the stamina for
udah mulai turu kah DRX kah?
And he doesn't really know. I don't think any of us do. I don't know why it has to happen, but DRX, they need that little time to wake up in second halves. Look, 11-11 is not the end of the world, but momentum's in Loud's favor. As I said, this is their map, their comfort level high. The same for DRX, but now that we're coming to the penultimate round of this, Nakambek. A Marshall for Zest. They haven't had a lot of success in this round. That said, this is the exact same buy where Loud found their only round outside of the first two on their defense.
Again, they're setting up into this A site. Now there is pressure down mid this time, trying to watch, but the timing just hasn't gone their way. It's just an anomaly. Buzz though, within this corner, it's a nasty surprise, hiding behind the screen, and Marco, while he's causing a distraction, manages to get one. Even still though, just like DRX, they start to stabilize. But again, it's left onto Stacks. The rotator, the B defender, looking to try and battle.
Anjir, udah lo dua-duanya anjir.
The Sheriff this time is unkind. Loud, 12-11 from a huge deficit. Look to take their map choice after 5 rounds in a row.
Well, there's a new Sheriff in town here on Breeze. Loud came in looking like they were down and out in this half. Faith was at an all-time low in the Brazilian side, but now just look at that scoreline. Not only are they in the lead, but they are on map point here. And you can
Sustas
see
kalau dapat 2 tuh ya GG banget itu.
DRX are not happy with that. We
Wah, ini
said
sih,
this
harus OT
is
sih.
a game, a tournament for DRX. Hell, this whole year has been about trying to break the mold, stopping around this point in the last 2 tournaments, losing to Optic again and again, and now another green wall awaits them. The attacking side needs one more, but the rifles are out for DRX, and an aggressive push from Buzz. He hasn't had the success here. Damage is all they've netted, and this time, nothing.
One of the factors that has worked well for them in the series so far is the fact that they've managed to win in these open.
A-nya sih selalu gagal ya. Ini ada si Sadak tuh main hall nih.
The build up though heads in towards this site once again.
Ulti biar pada ke defuse kan.
Around this door.
They're going in. Look at Les. They're making their way, and Les has the lurk, and the rest of the players, in particular Aspas, already through. They'll drop Sassy, but he's trying to wrap on the back of the pyramids. No one spotted him. That's massive.
Nice.
Only one, though. The trade comes in quickly. DRX attempting
nice.
to hold on. They don't want to be beaten down out of this map, and it looks like they might have it, but Les coming up behind for the one. A little bit of disruption, a reveal to come through, the information there, but the spike is on the floor. They have 30 seconds to regain control of this site, and it's the man of RB, the operator, and he's gone! What a shot from Sadik! That could be the kill they needed. The plant to come through, and the late push through cave will not find them. They've got a post plant.
That's the thing, they had the trip. It had to be broken by Stacks. He was hoping that he could lurk through from behind, but the fact is, Lass never really dies early. And he's waiting and watching for Zest to try and come through. This battle is going to be everything. 2 1v1s almost being taken. Les is going to put one down. It's down to Stacks again. He tries to bait the swing, but it's all over. Loud. Every team has struggled to close out map 1 versus DRX. They don't even need overtime. They'll do it in regulation.
We heard it from Benkai on the desk that he believed after all of these events, after all the whiffs, the chokes late into tournaments, the curse would be broken. The narrative would be rewritten this time, because surely DRX had learned to deal with the pressure, but this time, Tom, it's the green team coming ahead again. This is devastating.
Aduh, kenapa bisa kalah ya guys ya?
Second never desk, and Mitch has just thrown you under the bus. Straight under it already. He's like, yeah, Benkai said this, and then, well, look what happened. No, the pressure being on them now, and this is the thing, and I'm sure it's something the desk will definitely cover. They've had all of these long maps.
Itu RB
first map versus FPX.
Kalau RB nggak mati, menang sih. RB mati guys.
Time they won. You get that relief even if you were ahead, behind, no matter what, you get the relief, you go into second map, and that's where they've looked strong. Not 10 rounds in the second map every single time. Now they're on the back foot. Now they're on the other side, as Loud have managed to turn this into a victory from what looked like imminent defeat. As you mentioned, they didn't win a single buy round in the first half of this game. They go into the side that normally is weaker for them, and they barely.
Oh my god. Kaos itu nyata ya.
Even one of those pistols going the other way. This game's already over. There were so many small things, and that final round gotta be the straw that breaks the camel's back mentally. Resetting from this, we talk about close losses as being one of the hardest things to deal with as a team. And normally we mean that in the sense of a team is ahead, you start to make a comeback, and then
Aku sedih kamu kalah, no.
We just started a little earlier. But having it within your grasp and then it slips through, that has got to be devastating. I mean, we're going to give these guys a break to reset. That's one of the biggest challenges DRX are going to have to date. Let's toss it off to a break. When we come back, we'll hear from our analyst desk about map 2. It is DRX's pick.
Yeah, that's true. Do they have the stones?
Tapi mapnya ini sih, mapnya laut sih. DRX panasnya pas attacker doang, cok. Pas defendernya turu, guys. Itu yang keselnya. Apaan nih? Apapun fotonya, kalau gue After Dark bakalan keren. Emang iya, guys? Oh, aku KFM. Kami. Biasa, kuliner. Wih, barang Bang Rijat nih. Culik orang aja nih orang nih.
Jangan kabur. Makan malam ya guys ya. Jadi tinggal di Jakarta yang biasa habis kobam.
Apa kita nasi uduk Jablay ya dibuka belum?
Oh, udah sih jam segitu.
Apa Jablay?
Kan Tapi gue penasaran yang
Oh iya, boleh gas lah.
yang Jablay udah sering kan?
Iya, Jablay udah sering sih. Jadi ada nasi uduk Jablay guys sama.
Gue baru balik guys, gue baru balik tuh. Ini masih pakai baju rapi. Gue baru makan sama Kak Korin tadi.
Karena bukanya malam kali ya.
Iya mungkin. Bukan Jablay sih, gaul.
Nasi
Sebenarnya gaul.
wiri.
Bilangnya
Kenapa
gaul.
dibilangnya
Ya nge-lag. Nge-lag. Nge-lag stream nih. Gue baru balik guys. Halo? Halo? Halo?
Oh my god. Banyak banget.
Halo?
Ngomongin Chan.
Halo?
Halo.
Ya. Ngomongin politik dong, boleh nggak?
Boleh. Jadi,
Jangan, cow, jangan. Wih, rumah lu doang lu yang masalah, wih.
serius.
Iya, rumah susah banget alamatnya.
Ada itu terakhir.
Mana batu kam?
Udah bahaya di sini.
Ini bermasalah. Emang dari dulu sih.
Emang kenapa? Orang gampang kok. Wah, parah. Parah.
Hilang dulu guys. Takutnya ngomongin hal-hal yang gak harus gue denger ya, itu bahaya guys. Berbahaya. Guys, jadi mukbanger anjing anti mage.
Ini siapa ini depan gue?
Mending Evos mainin Maxil. Wede, biasa kali ini.
Valo yuk, enggak baru balik gue hari ini harusnya libur.
Kita, aduh capek pergi-pergi
Bukan
terus.
capek, gua nih yang sedih guys ya.
Kenapa?
Ya gua udah ini kan gua pasti rela habisin waktu gua untuk konten lu. Biasanya itu diajak makan kemana gitu. Ini makan di rumah Max, minyak gua yang beli.
Kalau makan ricis ya Jo ya.
Ya.
Ini kayak kita bakal nyobain semuanya guys. Bener-bener semua kita nyobain.
Oke.
Sama kita juga ada. Gue tadi beli ini apa? Ayamnya Fairwings. Bukan Fairwings.
Gedenya?
Iya gedenya.
Kalau gua sih
Enak juga Ricis demi ya.
Fairwingsnya.
wings ya gua lebih suka.
Kalau final bikin skin ya? Enggak.
Jadi
Ih, boleh juga cobain nih. Mie Ricis.
Masak aja guys ya karena.
Lu duduk kan?
Ya kagak dong.
Widih. Tapi ini ya, ternyata Ricis ini maksudnya kayak mie-nya tuh kalau dibanding Indomie jauh sih. Maksudnya kayak banyaknya ya.
Iya banyaknya emang.
Nah, tiganya aja kayak gini.
Kayak dikit sih.
Dikit. Ini mah harusnya lu makan sendiri 12 biji.
Bisa.
Serius ya?
Ya. Kalau di endorse ya.
Gila banyak banget anjing.
Ini level 3 dan this one.
Emang mahal mie Ricis harganya berapa guys?
Ini max semua yang habisin guys.
Mie Ricis harganya berapa emang guys?
Belum kesini aja tadi pagi gue berak udah pedes burit gue. Gak tau gue makan apa ya kemarin ya.
Level 5 nih.
Level 5. Ini udah ada namanya nih, Monster Max Hill.
Ini kasih pedes lagi cok. Wah, terus anjing. Goceng. Gua nggak level 5 sih paling. Enak sini kayaknya cok.
5 ya.
Oke.
Ini enak nih bro.
Ya.
Monster dulu ya sopan.
Masuk monster lu.
Nah, cheers.
Cheers.
Wah,
Gua
guys.
tahu loh. Sesuai dengan level di dunia Mobile Legends ya.
Oh level 0 lo.
Gua kan masih public cupu.
Ini si Max udah gendutan belum guys? Kayaknya udah gendutan ya. Orang tuh udah kalau sering mukbang guys, kelihatan mukanya pasti gendutan anjing. Kecuali dia kayak Tanboy Kun, rajin olahraganya gila. Bisa stabil. Kalau orang yang olahraganya jarang, pasti gendut cepet dah. Lihat aja nih.
Masih ada rasa pedes dikit tapi kayak bener-bener kayak Indomie sih. Kayak lu Indomie yang biasa kan nggak pedes kan? Kalau pakai saus biasanya juga kan?
Kayak gitu ya?
Nah, kayak gitu. Gue jujur kurang suka kalau misalnya gue makan level 0 ini.
Max workout, iya workout, cuman kayaknya more workoutnya dia nggak segila Tanboy Kun anjing.
Cheers lagi.
Tanboy Kun soalnya kalau workout gila dia lari pagi, dia diet. Gua nggak yakin Max diet sih anjing. Emang Max diet ya?
Oh iya. Kalau lu pakai ayamnya jadi mantep sih.
Nge-gym oke lah. Kalau nge-gym masih ini kalori yang dia habiskan untuk konten dia tuh seminggu 3-4 kali guys mukbang, Cok. Seminggu 3-4 kali guys. Gua rasa dia nggak akan nutupi buat dia workout sekuat itu, Cok. Mau fitness kuat apapun kalau makan segini banyak mah anjing, Cok. Tetap aja gendut. Menurut gue ya, kalau si Tanboy Kun tuh katanya dietnya parah. Gue rasa si Max bukan tipe orang diet deh. Makanya banyak kayak dia, kayak gue gitu, makanya banyak.
Gue main cobain kayak KFC wings. Ada juga yang kayak ginian. Kurang. Duh, gue tuh gue tuh kalau makannya kayak gini-gini ya nggak terlalu kuat. Soalnya di
Gue Indomie berapa sih terakhirnya 5 ya? Gue Indomie terakhir 5 ya? 5 gue udah kenyang banget, coy. Ini pakai apa sih? Pakai nugget kan kemarin. Indomie 5 pakai apa aja guys kemarin, guys?
Kan katanya Cisterna mau cobain.
Beb, mau nggak?
Oh, mau katanya Jo.
Mau, cuma nggak tahu kapan.
Piring
Besok kali.
Pakai kentang gue ya. Gue terakhir makan Indomie berapa sih anjing? Belum masih belum ya. Bang gue udah lama banget. Kapan tuh makan Indomie 5, Cok? Udah sangat di bawah itu, guys. Indomie. Oh nih. Uduk ini. Apa? Nah, ini dia nih. Ini mah sama Sandy. Indomie TikTok anjing. Indomie 5. Mana ya? Kapan Indomie 5 ya? Kapan? Gue ya? Gue lupa deh. Oh ini. Ini udah 50.000 nonton, what the hell? Rame juga.
Si Bestie, si Metalhead. Siapapun kamu, selalu ada cerita di Taco Bell.
Nasi kali ya?
Pakai telur anjing. Oh, telur doang. Oh, ini kenyang sih gue. Ini kenyang banget, Cok. Gue kenyang banget ini, Cok. Gue literally kenyang banget sumpah. Biasa aja sih rasanya, cuman kayak kenyang banget gue yang ini, Cok. Sumpah kenyang banget. Kenyang banget sih, parah. 2 lagi telurnya anjing.
That's my opinion, because sometimes you need someone outside of the team to see what's going on and just to really calm everybody down. And sometimes the IGL just isn't able to do that, especially if he's not having a good game.
Yeah.
And if he's as emotional as Stax portrays himself to be, then if he starts getting shut down, I can see DRX just
kind of falling apart. Yeah, falling apart at the seams. That is a very, very astute point there. But if you're just joining us, by the way, and you maybe tuned into map 1, you're like, DRX got this in the bag. Did not happen.
Tuh kalau deadlift, gua nggak nge-gym anjing, sumpah. Gue push up doang. Gue push up aja kayak udah berat ya nggak sih? Berat badan gue 95 kilo. Gue push up udah ngedorong 90 kilo badan gue anjing. Udah berat nggak sih? Kalau kalian tadi kan push up, pull up. Ya nggak sih? Gue aja tuh olahraga tuh sekarang udah berat banget. Gue udah 95 kilo anjir. Udah mau cepet. Yang rantang sama Mik, gue udah jarang ketemu Mik, gue udah jarang olahraga sama Mik, guys. Gue tuh dulu gue rajin, sekarang kayak guys jujur deh, lu kalau kerja jadi kayak gue, cobain deh. Lu tuh kamar nyaman, dikit-dikit ngantuk, kalau nggak tidur makan, kalau lagi pusing capek, yang lagi capek, bingung mau main game apa, lagi stres, makan itu doang. Kalau gue sekarang tuh hiburan gue makan, Cok. Itu Noah ya, makanya gue makin cepet gendut. Sekarang gue tuh dikit-dikit tuh kayak ngopi, makan tuh sering, nggak bukan sering sih, kayak demen gitu sekarang. Gara-gara soalnya hiburannya tuh itu sama main game. Yang gelap-gelap bangunnya malah zona malam. Udah gue duduk kerjanya kalau bangun tidur, bangun paling makan di bawah.
Bikin kaleng
sama Sandy.
10k 1x squat.
Itu masih bisa. Gue 10k 5 kali push up juga gue kuat kayaknya. Gue push up itu kalau gue nggak paksa aja tuh gue bisa 20 kali 3 60 lah sehari ya. Gue 3 set biasanya 60 lah, itu udah capek banget. Tapi kan itu barbar. Kalau 5 mah bisa, Cok. Kopi hitam. Nah sekarang kan gue gara-gara gue sering ngopi guys ya, gue sering ngopi.
Yeah, and
Gue sering ngopi manis kan, kopi susu gula aren kan sering banget tuh gue ya. Sekarang gue tuh lagi mau coba ngurangin kopi, tapi gue lebih mengganti ya, bukan ngurangin, mengganti ke kopi hitam es black coffee. Gue mau coba guys, bisa nggak gue? Gue pengen ngopi minumnya es black coffee aja dah. Es black coffee. Penasaran gue bisa apa enggak? Gara-gara gue sering minum kopi, coy. Gula gue yang intake gula gue sehari tuh banyak masuknya. Black coffee ntar gue mau coba sih. Gue mau coba minum black coffee yang agak bisa nggak gue kuat nggak gue? Pahit kan? Apa gula ya? Gue pengen mukbang lagi. Gue tuh pengen mukbang, tau nggak sih? Gue pengen ikutin Max sama si Chan Boy. Gue pengen mukbang nasi uduk pakai ayam. Uduknya 2, ayam 2, lele 2 gitu misalnya. Lele 3 lah. Ayam 3, lele 2. Gue pengen mukbang kayak gitu. Masalahnya gue lagi gendut-gendutnya. Gue mukbang lagi, gue takut coba diri gue. Gue gak mukbang aja udah gendut. Gimana gue mukbang makin gede badan gue ntar.
Oh, all right. Well, this is a guy that was a staunch supporter of DRX, but he thinks there's a path to victory.
Udah bisa kopi hitam enak bang, gak usah minum. Iya itu dia. Makanya gue tuh ngurangin mukbang karena itu guys. Gue tuh udah jarang olahraga, mageran banget orangnya, tidur mulu di kamar ya kan. Gue tuh susah, masa gue habis mukbang gue kayak, aduh kenyang. Gue gini guys, gue makan banyak ya. Kenyang. Nyantai, gue habis mukbang nih. Nontonin orang nge-live. Kenyang. Terus ngantuk. Terus tidur. Terus tidur gue cepet banget gue tidurnya anjing. Gue kalau makan sekarang cepet banget ngantuk. Itu gue takutnya mulai ada penyakit kolesterol gula, gue takut cok. Bangun lapar tuh tahu. Gitu bro, itu bahayanya gue sekarang gitu. Makanya gue mau mengurangi mukbang, gue makan seadanya aja. Emang tulang gue gede. Gue tuh 70, gue 75 tuh gue udah kurus banget. Gue sekarang 95. Mungkin 20 kilo turun gue udah ceking, tapi katanya dia tulang gue. Oke, map 3, map 2, sorry map 3. Mapnya DRX, apakah bisa di-comebackin bro? Oke, 1 duelist, pakai 2 initiator, 1 smoker, dan 1 sentinel ya, RB. Bro, oksigen, gue pakai ini sih, makanya gue tuh takut banget kan gue di kamar terus ya. Gue udah pakai air purifier. Anjir. What? Dapet. Tapi low.
The timing could be wonderful. Not expecting a 4th player to be here so soon, and now it's all up to Buzz. He's being pincered from behind as well. He has to be very careful of that. Is wary that flank could be coming through, but look at them teaming up together. Loud, not wanting to give him a 1v1.
Yeah, it's just perfect play. There's really very minimal openings for Buzz to come in here. 100 HP on both players. He's got to be connecting the headshots on the way around this corner. The trades will be quick. Already the hump back online for Sassy. And in a moment, that's going to be thrown out. There you go, clearing off long. And now they know exactly where he's coming from. At least for the next couple seconds, they'll have their sights set on short. There's the swing, and it's closed out by Sassy with a phenomenal peek back through on short, dropping the spike.
Ya pikiran ntar ngurus alami bang. Gue masalahnya pikiran gue tuh orangnya tuh bisa gue mungkin dibilang banyak masalah, pasti ada masalah hidup lah. Masalah tuh pasti ada. Cuman gue tuh kayak bisa menyampaikan masalah, jadi gue nggak terlalu baik pikiran. Ada kepikiran, cuman nggak parah banget, gitulah. Gue pengen bersih kamar kan guys. Gue kan malas bersih ya orangnya ya. Gue orangnya sebenarnya teman bersih, cuma gue malas bersih. Nyewa apa guys ya? Nyewa Grab Clean atau nyewa ini ya? Nyewa yang di Instagram yang bersihin kamar gitu. Yang dilap-lapin mejanya, dicapu ngepel. Gue males banget coy ya Tuhan. Worth it nggak ya?
Buzz has got some good ideas to dash in the shorty. Sadik under pressure, but
waduh,
picking up every single kill. Walked away with 4. The ace possible. Les has stolen it. He's taken it away from him, but that would have actually given him the rolling thunder as well. So that's kind of rude, but okay.
You know, I need my 1 orb.
Mental kah?
I'm pretty close to Tour de Force, man.
Masa kalah sih anjing sama Loud, cok. Dia tuh di atas yang Loud loh. Nah, baru coba di map. Ini kalau misalnya bonusnya nggak dapat sih serem sih.
be a pretty nasty scenario for DRX as they are not close to having any of those ults online. But as we saw in the last map.
Gue pernah bikin member gym. Gue pernah guys, gue tuh waktu itu padahal gue belum YouTube ya. Gue pernah nyewa, gue bikin member gym deket rumah 300.000 apa sebulan. Gue bayar nih set. Gue olahraga 2 kali, abis itu gue gak datang lagi. Males. Gak ada temen soalnya.
But ultimately, when you look at this early round, DRX have gotten nothing done. This was very much waiting for the
Itu kayak udah lama sih, zaman-zaman gua baru mau nge-YouTube, kayaknya zaman-zaman baru mau nge-YouTube. Oh, deket loh guys. Gue tuh orangnya demen tidur soalnya, demen-demen gue bentar tidur.
It means that you could be running into players in nasty little corners at any moment.
Yeah, and they've already used up both the prowlers as well.
Yeah.
So
DRX kenapa nih bro? Bro, DRX jangan sekal.
Dry peak risk to it. But already they managed to take control fairly easy. The counter utility coming out though, and actually the aftershock is going to delay but not stop.
He's gone in off the back of the flash. ASUS has absolutely no fear, trading out Static. A rifle now to be retrieved potentially. His teammates pushing down on A long though, so far away. This is going to probably be a reset on timing just to allow that little bit of extra positioning for Loud. They've done well.
Sama Charlie jauh rumahnya anjir. Dia tuh trennya tuh di workoutnya tuh di daerah Bekasi.
Spam not far away from doing some damage. I almost feel like
wah gila ngeles nunggu cok, dia mau nge-flank cok.
For some sort of distraction to be made, and Buzz, he wants to try and fight around the smoke, repositioning to join up with his teammates, and he just isn't missing a beat. Finally, he's put down by Sassy, but that flank is watched from Marco, and it leaves just Sassy alone. And this time, he's not going to be able to fight anything back. Retreating with the rifle, they'll still have a purchase.
Ulap dulu gua kayaknya bisa 10 deh dulu ya.
After what was a little bit of a shaky start.
Kayaknya lu kurang jam tidurnya. Gua kadang sekarang makin tua makin sering tidur guys, nggak tahu kenapa. Kalau pakai PT mahal cowok, gua tuh belum sanggup kayak deh kalau PT. Gua tuh lebih mendingan upgrade PC daripada bayar PT. Kalau Bang Halo Winda Basudara palsu. Tadi berapa jam tidur? Gua kalau lagi banyak tidurnya bisa 8 jam, 9 jam. Kalau lagi kurang bisa 6 jam doang bisa lanjut gitu kerja. Kalau misalnya lagi malam mau tidur nggak bisa, paginya ada acara itu tuh biasanya gue tidurnya kurang. Kalau PT mahal masalah cos kayak itu tuh, setahu gue PT itu bisa 6 jutaan deh. Lebih deh kayak PT. Kalau gym gede mah mahal itu nggak mungkin segitu artinya. Enggak entel lagi kah? Ini bakal 2-1 kayaknya. Map 3 Icebox ya.
So in the previous round I said it was the turret, but I realized it was the alarm bot that's been outside of A. They've had to pull that back. I'm not sure that Loud were close enough to hear it though. They've still got 2 players in position on the A site. So this push is going to have to be held off by the other 3. And immediately they've lost less and conceded the control. They're going to have to play for the post plant on this. They have got a rolling thunder to work with, and that's going to be the point man of the round. But look, a little bit too close was Buzz. They've taken him down anyways. I don't know if they saw him through the smoke, but no plan for DRX, no control, and now a man disadvantage. They've even lost Zest on the way back. They're completely trapped, and the nade is hunting them down.
Yeah, they're now stuck in the mud. They either need to push Aspas, who's going to have
ya plan di situ dia jelek banget dah. Oh, belum ngeplan. Gue udah ngeplan, cok.
They've only got 20 seconds to play with, so they'd have to just run straight towards this B site. I almost wonder if it's just worth saving the guns instead. They are going to look for that fight, and Marco, well, he gets a single kill before eventually going down. Really solid stuff out from Loud, because the fact is, the initial battle in that round didn't go to plan.
Kalau stream sampai malam biasanya abang bangun pagi jam berapa? Sekarang udah gue jarang. Gue biasa kan jadi morning person ya. Sekarang tuh lagi ngaco gara-gara ini. Gila, recall-nya bagus banget. Recall-nya bagus banget, cok. Recall-nya the best tuh, cok. Lagi nggak nyala, lagi nyala aja sih, cuman tadi recall-nya bagus banget sih ini. Di Sasi. Dapat 2 anjir recall-nya. Si Bas ada ulti. Kalau Bas ultinya bener sih harusnya dapat ya.
Yeah, I think it's hard to even detect because of one step further back.
Nggak kena. No.
An opportunity for DRX as they close in the distance, but Loud doesn't miss a second time.
Yeah, and the problem is that's the blade storm gone.
Mereka mau nge-flank. 4 orang flank, cok. Kalah sih, udah kalah sih. Nggak mungkin menang. Kalau menang hebat sih.
They do have the Nightfall, but I think unless they get a kill or two, it's probably not going to be something they want to try and use unless... Well, you can see what happens when he does survive, even baiting.
Berantakan banget guys, ngepusnya guys.
As now it's left all onto Stacks. 1 versus 5, clearing him out is going to be an impossibility. He manages to get 2 kills, a nice couple of shots, but that will be all. Loud, 4th round on the board on
Oh
this
no!
defensive side.
Oh no!
Okay, now there's going to be a
Oh
buy
no
coming
no
up,
no no no! DRX ku kenapa DRX ku?
Yeah, look, this is starting to become a commanding position from Loud. The fact that they are as far ahead as they are, and then
Nah, mental bisa jadi.
context of some of these rounds of the previous map in particular, losing out on that, the mentality of DRX is under a lot of strain. And, well,
Aduh, mentalnya kenapa nih? DRX nih jangan sampai kena mental, cok. Bahaya, cok.
It becomes a much more dire situation, especially if they lose it in such a convincing way, right? They're coming in with their
Dia cuma menang bonus round doang, cok. DRX.
Thunder as well, but ASUS had a fantastic game.
Are they gonna seasonate? I think they're gonna.
Ini harusnya menang sih, ada 3 ulti mereka.
On this side of the map just yet, so they might even expect this to be for free. It is going to be instantly bypassed, but they are going to know that there's a player close and Showstopper will
Ya,
get them.
Mako nggak nembaknya nggak kena anjing.
A lot of control for DRX now that they can't afford to contest. I mean, the closest thing they have is, well, it's going to be that cloud burst coming out of Buzz. Not a great thing to be filling the gaps up with. No possibility of a res. Again, still having the Nightmare as well as the Rolling Thunder.
Slot mainnya rapi banget ya. Aku dukung DRX guys, karena wakil Asia terakhir bro. Masa nggak kalah sih? Ayolah, come on! Opa! Opa! Opa!
Do you want to gamble back into that as DRX, or are you just looking to try and reset and play someone else? And they are going to go in that direction because it's still a very good way to get an afterplan. But you can see how passive the defense is currently. They will fall straight out of the site and play retake.
Yeah, they've been here for like 20 seconds now, just playing way back. And this is the thing, Loud are fully aware. You look at DRX, how are they going to get into a site? Well, they're not going to be
Kalau dry pick mati sini si Drebas nih.
for them to do is to make this commitment.
Yeah.
Double ult in,
Ih,
take
gua
the
ulti,
space,
Cok.
so they'll
Sayang
at least
banget
get
deh.
themselves on the site. But Loud are happy with that trade because they're in a position now, faking out the updraft.
The
Is
thing
interesting.
is, there's a player up there.
Yep.
So yeah, that's the problem. Like, it would have been a nice fake, but it hasn't done too much. And Barracuda actually going to stick that deep control. He has bypassed RB, and this fight's going to be everything. If he can find this kill, there's a good chance for Buzz. Has just come up with 2. This round looked like such a good position, and
Nice
instead
banget,
now
RB, Cok.
RB pinces from behind. The remaining 2 trying to get back in, fighting through. It's into a 2 versus 2. Why is that just 1? What a swing round coming back. It's left onto RB. The man who was in the backlines, they know exactly where he is. Sassy trying to guard him. And
kenapa
somehow, once
kalah,
again,
anjir?
Loud come out on
What?
top.
That has got to be such a horrible position to be in as the attackers.
It's a backbreaker.
4v2 again. And it's off this drop down from up above. Buzz getting the kill. They even catch the flank. It seemed all the danger men were gone, but they can't close these rounds out. 2 now in recent memory that they've lost, and this has got to be exactly like you said. It's a backbreaker. They're going to be calling a timeout. That's DRX's. I don't think anyone's going to be
Dia nge-whiff lagi
surprised to
cok. Kayaknya
hear.
emang mentalnya Dato kena mental deh guys.
Talking through some meditation techniques for the next 30 seconds.
That's the thing. There is a reason why Sadak and Sassy have been on the top.
Mereka mainnya biasanya rapi, itu nggak rapi loh guys. Itu berantakan definitely
There is
guys.
a reason why a roster was built around them. Like, we know for a fact that players like Sassy had offers in Europe.
Yep.
Like, there were teams that wanted this man, but he stuck around in Brazil and is now again on the top team in Brazil. Well, I guess you could say the whole of Latin America. The fact is, you're now
Yang milih attack defense-nya tuh si Loud guys. Loud itu kan yang milih map DRX. Kalau orang yang milih map, yang milih attack defense duluannya tuh musuhnya. Gitu. Jadi kan kayak si Bayi kayak bilang, DRX tuh kalau misalnya stacks-nya, mood-nya kelihatan lagi hancur, kelihatan timnya hancur, turun semua, itu yang bahaya. Ini yang bahaya bro, ini yang dibilang sama si tadi Benkai. Kalau misalnya si stacks-nya kelihatan bahaya, langsung nih kayak gini yang terjadi.
The event before last, they were grand finalists. Then they came in and they couldn't get out of groups, but the group they had all.
Oh, pakai Stinger semua anjing. Stinger gaming, brother. Stacks belum, just Stacks RB belum kill, coba baru kill 2 kill 1.
Yeah, horrible group. Crew didn't make it out either.
You know, you look at DRX right now, and it was very much feeling like after that first half, that mold was broken, that it was shattered, but now it
Bas
looks
ngapain
like,
tuh? Bas ngapain larinya begitu anjing?
I wouldn't blame them. A tough game so far, and it's only getting tougher. This eco round sees absolutely nothing. 6-1.
Ikonya mereka tuh udah nggak ngimpact banyak, cok.
They play every single round. I don't think there's been a single round so far in this half that has been the same. The C-site setup, every round
Gila,
has been less takes
kuat
a
juga ya.
fight, he TPs out, they play retake. This time, less TPs out, Pancada is deep. Nobody checks the corner, he gets a multi-frag. Like, they are just putting in little details that you go, okay, you know we're doing this, you know we're doing this, you know we're doing this.
Ini kalau kalah lagi sih udah sih.
And every single time.
Nightmare untuk DRX, bro. Kalau dia bisa comebackin 6 sama baru dah. Karena pulang belum masih ada lower bracket kalau kalah.
Both of these teams have seen Optic far more times than they'd want to. The next game up for the winner here will be Xset or Optic, a chance to maybe take some revenge, and for now it looks like it'll be Loud who have that chance. 6-1 in the lead, but a buy round for DRX. All of these players
masih ada sih, bro. Cuman kayaknya kalau misalnya si DRX kalah, Loud lawan Xset misalnya, Xset sih masuk grand final sih harusnya.
Prowler, 2 players spotted. They definitely heard 2 different guns, a Vandal and a Phantom.
Belum pulang, coy, tenang, belum pulang, guys. Opa-opa ini belum keluar.
A bunch of presence outside the A site, so they'll stick with their 3 players in position. Breach ready to counter flash out on long.
Nightbot is inside of them.
Yeah.
He's just been caught out. They've sectioned them apart with the ult. The push through, just unable to get anything, and now Sadek just looking to try and slow them down. It's the TP from Marco, though. This is an insane play from him, but even still, it's not even going to be close to enough.
Tuh, Marco nge-kill 3, tapi teman-temannya mati semua.
Before he made that move, and although the distraction garnered 3 kills, it's still.
Ada ulti lagi, Sadek lagi, udah selesai sih.
The Brazilians leading 7-1. Korea not looking too hot right now. This was DRX's map pick, and we had concerns on the mental level coming in, and I'm not sure they've had a chance to even reach any of that. Loud have dominated. The A plan has been working again and again. They seem to have a lot of A plans.
The game that's being called by Sadek may be one of the best we've ever seen. Like, they have had the read every single round. Like, the fact that they hold the Nightfall just to try and basically
men, dibantai-bantai, men. Xset mainnya apa sih, guys, lawan Optic.
They've had an ultimate that hasn't had impact, which is just absurd. That doesn't happen very often at all. And once again, back down to some SMGs, some pistols. Okay, you got lockdown, but it's lockdown.
Especially on this map.
There's a breach.
There's very minimal positions you can use it from, and wherever you do use it from, they can probably aftershock it.
Yeah. Maybe on the, I think we've seen on the defensive side.
Xset lagi kuat banget ya. Oh, Xset lagi kuat. Soalnya lagi mainnya 5-man play banget. Xset dibandingkan Optic, Yay doang aja yang kuat. Kadang-kadang Mars, tapi kadang-kadang doang. Dapat nih 2 nih. Aspas dapat 2 nih.
This is a bait setup, and they haven't given it away at all. Still, it will be cleared. Sassy holds on for 1, and Aspas with the trade.
Tapi nice dapat 1.
Now, and he falls back to watch this short pinch. He knows Zest is going to want to support his teammates on the way through, even with the flash in play. A Prowler, but 2 players watching him. There was no way he was
double
getting
pick, susah di double pick masalahnya.
Down on long and 2 players spotted. They know they've got the info to work off of. Still to follow up on the kills and the TP out of corner. Might cause a bit of a problem, but there's only 20 seconds left. So where are they going to go with the spike with such limited time? They're only going one way. That's straight into the site to their deaths.
Spike down A. 10 seconds left.
Again.
Lamaan sih mainnya sih. Menurut gue mainnya tiba-tiba attack-nya mereka play-nya jelek banget, guys. DRX attack play-nya jelek banget. Yang jago Cryo doang. Bukan anjir, ada BCJ kadang jago. Terus siapa? Si ini juga jago. Xset lagi kuat banget.
They let it slip when it comes to Breeze. They've now come into their choice and it's not looking good. And I don't
Zeken juga kuat. Nah, Zeken tuh. Dualisnya serem juga Zeken tuh, Cok.
Individual brilliance, but at the same time, you expect DRX to have more than just one.
Well, for Loud, this is a team that was denied playoffs last time, grand finalists before, and they're looking to repeat first event of the year.
Tuh apa-apa 8-1 coy, gimana mau balikinnya? 8-4 aja udah susah guys. Jangan 9-3 aja.
I think even Seth would find it hard to find a positive here. The silver lining.
Melihat kan? Itu namanya dry pick guys, dry pick yang.
Nice, nice.
RB.
This time that changes with RB overrunning C.
Yeah, we've seen him step up. They only have one kill up until this point. Nice shots from Zest.
Nice, Zest. Okay, come back. Let's go.
Of the DRX we know and love. 4 players survive.
Di timeout nih. Di timeout sama Brazil nih, lihat nih. Di timeout sama Brazil nih.
If they can streak this back to 4, if they can give themselves a little bit of a lifeline, there is still very much a chance of resurgence.
Ya kan?
The thing is though, this looks far more like a blip on the radar, at least for now.
It was a big round from RB. Some of those and solid connections from Zest, but that is around 1 off of aim duels going their way, and that has not been the story of this game so far.
Anjing si Jenderal suara kenceng banget coba kita masuk guys.
They can push to 4, great. Pistol under their belt, they win the first of the series for them? Maybe. But the reality is right now, Loud have everything to work with. They've got their ultis online, Tour de Force is in, Rolling Thunder, and Showstopper. So many safety nets, and sure, DRX have their own, but they haven't been able to do anything with it so far. Static down after 1.
RB dapat 3 anjir.
Big rounds. That might just be what they need.
Yeah, if RB could just get triple kills every single round, I think they'll be in a pretty good spot. The aggressive attempt this time didn't work out, and they are playing it so safe. No breach. Just put that lockdown into play. There's no counter for it this time out. Pancada is coming in on that flank, but it's something they have to be watching for.
Tuh kan, nih comeback nih. Tapi di timeout pasti habis nih guys.
From behind, although that one's free. They do have a little bit of a crossfire though that I think will be tough to break.
Once that alarm ball went down, the timing was perfect for Pancada to sneak on by, but he'll be caught after just the element of surprise, all that put him ahead in those duels with Les now, the last man standing. He's got 3 shots left in his Tour de Force, 3 targets to find, and he uses 1, 2, in fact, to break utility. Here's a paranoia, can't break that one. They know he's not defusing. This round's already over.
Nice!
9-3. As said, if they can get to 4, especially after the half they've had, especially with how dominant the majority of rounds are, excluding the 2v4.
RB bos.
Something to play with at least.
That was my face too. Yep.
Suara si Wilson, let's go.
They've also got a hell of a lot of ults.
Bisa begitu anjing suaranya masuk kan.
Blade Storm. Okay, there's some on the other side as well, and with how many set plays there've been for Loud, it looks like they might be setting up for another one. A trap play on this A site where we've seen
9-3
so far.
Sees nade going in, players were there, but they've fallen back, and the TP out of Mako just to bait the sound, so they use up utility. 4 players from Loud towards this A site, and the immediate response from DRX, they have left entirely, fled to C, and that ult is going to catch the information. They know exactly where Les is, and he has to leave. Couldn't even hear the steps as they made it close, so timing was all that it was about.
They've held the Rolling Thunder. So there's one on both sides, but it means that they can almost counter it, use it to try and stop the defuse. RB again is going to be finding the early kill in this round, and Aspas trying to clear things out with that showstopper. The Boombot's actually going to do more damage, it seems, as he is running out of fuel. Oh! And Marco's managed to survive in this backline. That could be a really nasty surprise. Rounds to the corner, not ready for him. And his teammates starting to dwindle, starting to fall. It's left all onto Sassy, and the time surely is gone.
It must be. There's too many players to clear out. Loud have been criminals for 4v2s, for clutches, but with another 3K round from RB. Yeah. It seems we found the formula. Just let this man kill them all, and the best part is, he had, what, 3Ks back-to-back, and he ends on 10 kills. What a resurgence from RB.
Tiba-tiba dari bottom frag, RB langsung ke top frag, anjir. Ini OP sih. Bas harus OP sih. Benkai, are you happy in that place? Are you...
You know, it felt like at one point that this was just going to be Loud with a clean 2-0 win, at the very least where we were at the first half.
Yeah, so I would say Loud started really strong. Yeah, DRX had their pretty good side executes, but the problem with that is that a lot of it are set plays. which doesn't really have a lot of room for creativity in terms of on-the-fly calls. And you could see Loud taking advantage of the way that DRX had their defaults. So their default would be they'll just hang around, take A lobby control, wait until 1 minute, make a call. Yeah, and every time Loud would do a few plays to disrupt that A lobby presence and really take control of the map. Like especially as
terjemahin.
Like on
Jadi kayaknya intinya tuh guys, si DRX itu kemakan formasinya si Loud. Di saat DRX lagi default, si Loudnya itu.
And another round on round 6 where he just used his raise out to clear that omen on that A default.
Iya, defaultnya tuh kebaca soalnya sama sini. Intinya gitu doang sih. Gitu doang enggak sih? Intinya gitulah. Si katanya DRX itu bagus buat masuk ke side-nya, tapi nggak bisa post plan-nya gitu katanya.
DRX went back to comfort and Loud led into the comp that a lot of people are playing, where the power comes down to the initiators and the retakes. And we saw it just there in that round. They're really good at these coordinated set plays to reclaim space on the map, particularly when ASUS is so proactive with taking space and finding those flanks.
Yeah, but now I think this is a situation, Seth, where, you know, DRX, they're going to have to get their mental in check. They can't come back, but they have to win some dang pistols in order to do it.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing that I'm looking for as we get ready to swap sides. They need to have a firm pistol round. I mean, if you look
Udah main cepat kayak boom. Ini kayak defense-nya harusnya kuat sih ya.
More attacker
DRX
rather than defender sided, so they need to kick things off strongly. RB, he's starting to
BNK pure Singapura, betul. Dia orang Singapura asli.
Those shades of those players that we did get the glimpses of on Breeze, but Stax in particular, he is now the IGL player of this squad. It has changed hands once more from Zest to him. He's taken up that mantle, and up until this point, up until this series, it has been looking utterly fantastic, but he is the linchpin. If he falls apart, the whole thing comes tumbling down.
Yeah, you see him getting frustrated in some of those reactions. DRX need to keep their mental in check. This game is not
Ya itu dibilang tadi kan, si Stax itu kan IGL. Staxnya itu nggak boleh ngedown. Kalau dia ngedown, teman-temannya ngedown semua. Itu yang bahaya. Jadi katanya si Stax itu ngedown, dia ngebaca tuh si Staxnya ngedown, mereka teman-temannya ngedown. Nah itu yang bahaya, cok. Nge-loud jadi ngambil advantage itu.
Well, let's see if that's gonna happen or not. Can DRX bounce back, or will Loud shut them out with a 2-0 win? Mitch and Tom, over to you.
Well, Tom, at an 8-4 scoreline, it is tough to believe in DRX. They move to their defense.
63% attacking round win rate on Heaven.
63% attacking round win rate.
We're trying to build hope and storylines here. This sounds quite bleak.
Well, let me give you a little storyline.
Perk it up a little bit.
Buzz has
sudah pulang, guys.
At every international event he's been at. Now he comes into this one, second EA, looked incredible. But again, when it gets to this stage of the tournament, we see a different DRX. We see a choky DRX. And right now, it looks like Vader's got his grip on them. Loud planting in, they've got it for free on C, and a retake attempt in the pistol for DRX. They have won 0 out of 3 so far. They need this one to give them a foothold.
They have a lot of utility to get back in. The stuns, the paranoias. This is where DRX were at their best, was in the retakes.
Great nade.
Now they've already managed to at least stun up some of these players. RB on the way back through is going to get one, but it's a little disjointed. They're reliant on Buzz to lead the charge, and they're just getting slaughtered. It's left all onto Stax, and he gets nothing done. It will be 9-4. Loud, they convert every pistol, maybe in the whole series. Because the fact is, DRX now need to fight back.
They need to fight back from this position, and it certainly ain't pretty. Look at this nade that came through. It was actually a little bit earlier. You saw it get thrown down by ASUS as they put all that utility into play. They were stunning, they were blinding, they were looking to seize the space, and in that moment, we had a nade go through that stopped the push entirely. It ruined the timing of DRX, something that they were so good at on Breeze, if you remember, and now it's come back to bite them on Loud side.
But that's the thing, historically, they were always fantastic on the retakes of this map, but yeah, the fact that Loud are so prepared for that is great. Oh, it's a little awkward, but they'll spam him through in the end. And now in an afterplant scenario again, there's barely anything to play with here, Mitch.
Yeah, look, even the guy coming up behind is going to be caught by the trap. You don't have the element of surprise.
Shit, baby.
There you go. Little sound cue, and that's all they need. Sassy picking up Buzz. They know there's one waiting for them behind.
Yeah.
Ente. I mean, with the classics, it's already hard enough, but once these guys
ente. Oh, ente si Lower sini. DRX kayaknya kalau udah sekali kena mental bahaya, cok. Anjir langsung dibantai, cok.
And the only question remaining is whether Zest can even manage to
Gak bisa ngasih damage sedikit pun anjir, lihat dah. Mereka tuh kalau nggak ada damage mereka bakal beli armor lagi. Wah,
I guess the main thing is just don't die to Sassy. Allow him to have Nightfall online going into the first fire round.
That would be a nightmare.
Yeah, it would be. Nonetheless, we now get the purchase from DRX. And I feel like it has to be a confident response. Even winning this round with like 2 players alive, it's not going to fill me with anything.
Ini kayaknya si DRX nih nggak kayak kemarin pas lawan FPX, Cok. Kemarin lawan FPX tuh mereka rapi banget. Ini kelihatan banget, guys.
Nice. They should be able to bring this across the line. They've had the clutches before.
We can do it. We can do it. I don't think you should be giving inspiration.
Soalnya Sadak kan IGL ya, Sadak itu dapat top frag anjir, makanya itu yang buat timnya naik. Cek lagi.
But Loud again are setting their sights on the C site, and look at how quickly they're approaching. But Aspis is being caught in the stun, fantastic. The trades though, ever in Loud's favor. Stack stuck on the back side. He's got one for free. They've left him completely unaccounted for. Maybe a chance here with the reposition being fantastic. He'll be traded out, but he's done well enough to equalize.
Yeah. He's given them a chance, and he's bought time, more importantly. They should have an idea. The Buzz is on the flank, although he's going to do some extra damage. The fight versus Pancada is a little awkward, and his teammate Zest can't really find an angle to take this fight. In fact, they're going to pressure him. They're going to push him, and in this corner might be a nasty surprise. I don't think they're expected. DRX, they will bounce back, give themselves a 5th, but again, it was costly and had to be a strong performance from Stacks.
It really
did. Ntar boleh dipukul nggak ya? Jangan dong anjir, bayar dong ntar.
He answered their call, 5 rounds between.
Tapi berdarah-darah anjing bonus roundnya.
Here, Tom, is that this was a close round. It looked good from the perspective of winning a round for DRX, but the reality is it came close, and that wasn't the buy round.
It was mostly Spectres. Yeah, unless.
Kalau menang berisik banget tuh si Wilson anjing tuh si Wilson, Cok.
Now, I will say I
Let's go!
expect DRX to almost play a retake setup again. You just look at the ults that they have, it's sublime to go in for those retakes. Instead, though, Loud challenging mid early, and you can see that Buzz is already set up with deep A control. Loud are more than happy to just try and put this pressure on elsewhere.
There's 120 on the clock, so much time to work with.
Wilson caster.
In this corner, and they want him gone.
Kena nih.
Bit of HP, bit of utility.
Utility udah keluar banyak, Cok.
Back in to reclaim that control. As Loud attempt to
AA-nya cuma 1 bas doang. Ini bahaya, Cok.
This could be a fake, but it's not. The entirety of the attacking side seems to be shifting towards this A side. But as you said, it's likely to see a retake setup from these guys. Rolling Thunder and Nightfall to work with. They currently are playing on the site. They want to hold this and not give Loud any ground.
I wonder if he's going to use it. The problem is he's being hit by utility. Buzz does well, and then Zest is able to pounce off the back of it. Sassy alongside Les. 2v4.
Nice, bisa.
Dare I say it.
They've lost these before on DRX.
Yep, that was it.
Sassy and Les.
Recon nih, momen Recon, dia nge-recon, moga bisa through the smoke nih.
They might trigger it, they might pull it. Looks like they're going to be moving back to long to work together on this. Last has a TP to get out of here. He needs to put his second one down. Wants to claim some space, but 10 seconons left. It's now or never, and it looks like they'll make the call.
Ada waktu katanya. Tunggu saving.
Yeah, good from DRX. Like they've kept this one cleaner than the last, and it was
Nice, dapat
mainly
4.
just off the team play, the interplay from Buzz and Zest. I was a little bit worried with the utility coming through that Zest might not.
Anjing, suara Wilson kenceng banget anjing.
Gets a couple and then stays alive. It's crucial to the round.
Enggak, aku baru keluar guys, baru balik.
Still have the Nightfall. Okay, you're not gonna have yourself the tour de force right off the bat. If you can collect an orb, maybe get a kill, things might get a little bit interesting.
Si Wilson lagi anjing.
10-6, 4 rounds between them. DRX coming in still with the ability to play retake on those ultis. But ultis are starting.
Orangnya dikasih lihat, guys.
With the rounds that they've got, a decent buffer to work with. Definitely not in a hot one just yet. It looks like when we talked about the garage play last round, they didn't really manage to push RB out of it. This time they're going to change it up and look for B, and already Aspis up close in the smoke. A Stinger is going to catch him with ult out. That is a huge mistake from Stacks, and they double up with RB down. This eco round for Loud might just get them a whole lot of reward. Another!
Oh my god, how is Aspis getting so much done? That was one of the weaker weapons that they had, and now they're sat in an afterplant. One away from having the Rolling Thunder, and in fact they're going to throw in the Nightfall now. just get that extra information, take away some of the HP and remove all the sound so they can just sprint back through. Marco, he's trying his best just to stick this, but he's going to go down to the aftershock. Loud with an explosive round, grant themselves 11, and DRX, well, they've got to feel a little foolish, but I'll be honest, could you really expect ASUS to do that?
No, listen, you can expect him to be on the site.
No!
He was all the way up in their place, in their spawn. That said, Stacks on that swing, without the cover, without the player to trade, I mean, that is just a massive mistake. The problem is both players that were on that side wanted to use their ult. That was the issue. You didn't have a third guy to watch it.
Dua kali kena guys, 2 kali utility. Uses lagi megang utility kena 2 kali, cok.
It's an oversight. It's a small thing, and then the only risk was that he would be there. Unfortunately, he was. And now, look what they've got. A Rolling Thunder and a Showstopper coming into this round. Ulti's used on DRX's side previous. They don't have their Nightfall to work with.
Dapat the bus, nice.
The economy is on its last legs, Tom. If they lose this, they're down and out, but they've taken less to start.
Yeah, and that will at least give them a Blade Storm for the next.
Nah guys, kalau kalah pun masih ada lower bracket kok.
Again, no.
Gila cepet banget. Banting mouse-nya. Ya, mereka default banget, coba mereka main A juga, main B juga, main C juga. Pakai sih di C ya. Mereka tuh ganti-ganti yang megang Spek ya guys.
Rolling Thunder's just putting the turret out of position, although it's still going to catch them on the way through. But the only damage that comes from it is, well, from RB is the turret. Showstopper right into the back. Pancata's already dead. They're starting to clean up some kills on DRX, but they haven't dealt with ASUS. The site is theirs, the plant can be as well, and Buzz is a little too far away to capitalize on these kills. Oh, he's dodged the hunt.
20 seconds left. He might be able to make a move as they go for the plant, but he's not going to win the battle. Sassy holding the angle, lands
the
instant
DRX, bro.
headshot. And now, as you mentioned, DRX, well, saying they're on their last legs would be an understatement. They're in critical condition as they're going to come in with a weak purchase, a Blade Storm on Buzz, a lockdown, which, as we've mentioned, is, especially on this map, just so incredibly weak. I'm intrigued to see what they even try and pull out here.
We saw the last 3 rounds of the previous half have RB multiply his kills by 10 across those 3. When he got up to 10, now sat on 12. Yep, decent rounds, 3 decent rounds, but outside of that, DRX have struggled. Their heroes haven't been here, and as we said, Buzz second on the stats board for this event. He hasn't been showing up. He's been shut down every step of the way, and it is yet again the case. Blade Storm removed. Good kill for Stacks. The spam back is strong. He was decayed so much, but his health is coming back. Makes it a little easier, but that lockdown isn't going to get the space they wanted out of it. RB with a drop, but only 1, and it's falling apart. Loud are able to close it with 3 quick kills, and for the second time, they will be going to the upper finals versus a North American team. This year has been fantastic for this team. A hiccup at the previous event, but since that,
DRX kenapa DRX? Oh my god, Opa.
unbelievable game played here today.
But that's the thing, we question after Copenhagen if this team was
Dia udah pasti top 3 guys.
Was it just something they came in
Dia tuh menang ini kan ke upper semifinal. Udah pasti top 3, udah pasti top 3. Pilot udah pasti top 3 dia.
The point where they will go either straight through into the grand final if they win their next match, or they head into that lower one anyway. Another fantastic tournament from this Brazilian squad. And well, let's put it this way. They have put their region on the map for a second time. This is the team that their Brazilian fans are going to support. DRX, unfortunately, history
lawan Fnatic DRX bro.
once again.
They made a mistake.
Udah pasti top 3, dia menang sini atau kalah sih di sini. Udah top 3 dia. Top 3 nggak ya? Oke, kagak deh gue. Gue pengen ngisi ratis. Alright lah, 1 match aja dulu guys ya, nggak apa-apa ya guys ya. Besok kita live lagi dari pagi ya, siang kayaknya guys ya. Thank you semua yang udah nonton, makasih yang udah like, share, and subscribe. Thank you teman-teman semua. Kita kalau ini soalnya kayak Kayak udah biasa kita tonton sih ini Amerika. Oke, kita udahan dulu. Aku pengen istirahat dulu, istirahat lebihan lagi. Oke, thank you guys, makasih. Besok FIFA. Gua mau main game baru guys. Kalau kalian mau lihat ini game baru. Nih, Disney Dreamlight Valley. Oke, ntar besok mungkin guys. Kayak The Sims, cuman Disney gitu. Oke, thank you. Sampai jumpa di next live streaming. Bye-bye. Thank you teman-teman semua. Sampai jumpa.